All right, so we're on the record in docket 22-02591 and 22-03433. Those are the two files set for today with accompanying PA 53 violations. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jeff Brodowitz on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Erin Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Mr. Mitchell.
All right, this is the time set for a preliminary examination on both of these files. Deal with the first one first, but 22-02591 and 3433. Mr. Brodowitz, on these files set for preliminary examination, how are we proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor, as you stated, today's the date time set for preliminary examination. After discussion with the defense, I believe Mr. Mitchell will be waiving both preliminary exams.
And is that a fair and accurate statement, Ms. Robinson?
It is.
Okay. And that's an unconditional waiver with negotiations to continue?
Correct.
And Mr. Brodowitz, concerning the two accompanying PA 53 violations, what are we doing?
I mean, I guess I would ask that they followed the files up to circuit court. But if that's not possible, I guess the people would dismiss those PA 53s.
And I think they're just bond violations.
Were they bond violations for the
I believe so.
They're
Yeah,
not
for
no
the new case, they're
contact.
not
Yes.
actual no
Okay.
contact
No,
violations.
yeah.
All right. So so in regards to the bond violations, we can dismiss them as a part of the waiver without objection, Mr. Brodowitz
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
and Ms. Robinson. Yes. But we'll clean that up when we address those. But so, sir, you are Mark Mitchell?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right. And this is the time set for prelim today. Ms. Robinson, may I inquire of your client of his waiver on both files?
You may.
All right. And Mr. Mitchell, you understand you have the right to a preliminary examination on both files today on file 22-02591 and 22-03433. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I do.
All right. And you understand that a preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people would have to prove by probable cause evidence on both those files, 22-02591 and 22-03433. You have to prove that by witnesses brought by the state that there's probable cause to believe that a crime was committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You, of course, are represented by Public Defender Erin Robinson today, and she would be present to cross-examine and contest any charges brought against you by the state. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's my understanding you wish to waive your right to a preliminary examination today on both files. The waiver on both files would be unconditional, and negotiations are to continue in circuit courts. That's my understanding.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it your wish today to waive your right to a preliminary examination in file 22-02591?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it your wish to waive your right to a preliminary examination in 22-03433?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I find the waiver of the preliminary examination to circuit court to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made. And I will bind the case over to circuit court. So your time in district court is now done. And so you're up in circuit court and you'll get your next date from your attorney, Aaron Robinson, on when to appear in court. All right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand? We don't give you your next date here. You get it from your defense lawyer, okay?
Okay, she's the one. Who
All right.
sets it.
Yep, I'll let you know before our next pretrial date, okay?
Okay,
All right. So I will bind the case over to circuit court, file 22-02591 and 22-03433. So it's bound over as charged. And in regards to the two bond violations for the picked up charge, I will dismiss the PA 53 on file 22-02591, which is not a no contact order, but a violation of bond. And I will dismiss the 22-03433 in regards to that file also. Anything else for the record in docket 22-02591 or 22-03433, Mr. Brodowitz?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. I have the
Signature.
the thing to sign. The thing to sign. Sorry.
It's okay, I got it.
It's a legal term.
Can I approach?
That was a purpose.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know
Let
if
me
I'm
date
making
it
that.
for
joke.
4/20/23. There's one, and then I'll give Nathaniel the other one. He'll.
Sure.
All right, Nathaniel, and this is the second one. I don't know. I don't think there's a place for Mr. Brodowitz to sign on there.
Ms. Robinson.
Right there.
All right, Mr. Mitchell, you're all set today, all right?
Ms. Robinson, will you be speaking?
All
with
right,
me
thank
today?
you. I didn't sleep. Do I need to sign that one?
All right, have a good day.
You too, Ms. Robinson. Thank you.
No problem.
Mr.
fine, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Here, we'll hang up on them.
docket 23-00113. With the people of the state of Michigan versus Michael Davis the second. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jeff Broadus on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dale Colstrader on behalf of Mr. Davis, who's standing immediately to my right.
And sir, you are Michael Davis the second?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for a preliminary examination. Mr. Brodowitz, how are we proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor. As this case was actually going to be handled by Ms. Housefield, but she asked me to stand in. She has had, I guess, conversations with the defense, and that it's my understanding the defense will be waiving the 21-day timeline and seeking an adjournment of this preliminary exam.
And is that a correct statement, Mr.
That's a correct
Colwright?
statement. I did have a chance to talk to Ms. Housefield. She did not have an objection to that. There's a lot of discovery I have to get through. on
All
this
right.
case.
All right. So may I inquire your client of his waiver of the 21-day rule?
May, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Davis, you understand that you have a right to a preliminary examination within 21 days of your date of arraignment.
Yes, sir.
A preliminary examination is a probable cause hearing in which the people of the state of Michigan would have to prove by probable cause evidence that a crime was committed and the identity of the person who committed that crime. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
You're of course represented by Public Defender Dale Colwright, and he would be here to contest any charges and cross-examine any witnesses brought against you. If you waive your right to a preliminary examination within that 21-day period, you won't be waiving your right to have a preliminary examination. You'll only be waiving your right to have that preliminary examination within the 21-day period. For our purposes today, Mr. Colwright is indicating that more discovery needs to change hands so that he can adequately prepare a defense. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is it your intent today to waive your right to a preliminary examination within that 21-day time period?
Yes, it is. Your Honor.
All right. I find the waiver of the 21-day rule to be knowing, voluntarily, and accurately made, and will reset the preliminary examination. I'm assuming that you're in the process of getting discovery.
Yes, I am.
So how many weeks out do you think?
Your Honor, I couldn't think more than 2 weeks. would be
All
necessary.
right.
May 4th at 9:30.
So we'll do May 4th at 9:30 for the adjourned prelim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Colwright. All right, so we'll see you again on May 4th at 9:30. All right, Mr. Davis?
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Get you that notice. Just a second.
Anything else for the record? 23-01113, Mr. Brodowitz.
Nothing for the people,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Colwright, thank you.
I might have-
See, you're too official. You're too official.
Apparently I knew that we were going to.
Hey, that works.
I don't know why I had that in my diet. I was having stuff this morning, and maybe I just put the wrong
Yeah.
file.
The amount of files we move in a week. It's impressive. I may get to see Mr. Mertens this afternoon.
Really? He was in yesterday, but I was totally like for a meeting, so I flew past. He's all
That's People of the State of Michigan versus Janetta Brown. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jeff Brodowitz on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joseph Yang on behalf of Ms. Brown, who is present and to my right.
And ma'am, you are Janetta Brown?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. This is the time set for preliminary examination today. Mr. Brodowitz, how are we proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor, as you stated, today's the date and time set for preliminary examination. The people have subpoenaed witnesses. One of those witnesses has appeared. However, I believe at this time, based on the witness that has not appeared, the people would be unable to proceed at this time, so I would leave it to the defense.
Thank you, Your Honor. Due to the failure to appear of the key witness, the defense would move for dismissal without prejudice. I've explained to Ms. Brown what that means.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Brodowitz, you've indicated that one witness did appear,
Yes.
the other one did not appear.
Yes.
They were both subpoenaed.
The people have subpoenaed, I would say, the victim in this matter, Ms. Cynthia Callahan, and Detective Sergeant Troy Johnston, sorry. Officer Johnston or Sergeant Johnston did appear. I have not seen Ms. Callahan yet. I have called the courtroom and the hallway.
All right, so I will orally grant, and I will sign the motion to dismiss made by the defense for the witnesses failed to appear today, or at least the complaining witness failed to appear in regards to this case. So I'll sign that order of dismissal. Mr. Brodowitz, are the people also unable to proceed on the PA 53 violation? Because I have a PA 53 violation.
I did not have a PA.
Ron, the alleged victim on that is the same.
Is it?
Same
Yeah.
That's what I
witness,
was.
Your Honor.
Oh, this is the one. This wasn't scheduled yet. This was the one you told me.
Yeah, I
Oh,
told you
yeah.
about it with the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so that is not on the schedule.
No,
Your Honor,
but at this time, the answer would be no, Your Honor.
All right, so since the witness failed to appear for the actual underlying file, we'll dismiss the PA 53. And Mr. Yang explained to you, Ms. Brown, that the dismissal is without prejudice, which means the people could bring back the file and reissue the file if they choose to, but for our purposes today, the case is dismissed. All right. Anything else for the record in docket 23-00528, Mr. Brodowitz?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Mr.
Nothing.
Yang?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, you're all set. And then you said you wanted to talk to Mr. Carter.
Haven't seen it.
We'll see, Mr. Yang.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
I wasn't appreciate that.
Yeah, Mr. Lapatu.
He's here.
Okay, yeah, I think we're ready to go on Mr. Ayers.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab Mr. Ayers, Mr. Carter.
Yeah.
Okay. And then let Gary's the one first incarcerated, right? So Mr. Brodowitz, let Mr. Neves know when he should go get Mr. Gary.
Okay, I'm not sure if Mr. Austin has had a chance to speak.
As to what?
If Mr. Austin's had a chance to speak. Yes.
All right, yeah. Uh, we gotta bring him up from lockup. So, so we'll bring him up, because if he goes down there, he'll never get a chance to speak. to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're on the record in docket 23-00776. That is people of the state of Michigan versus Justin Michael Ayers. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jeff Brodowitz on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
May it please the court, David B. Carter Jr. on behalf of Mr. Ayers, who is present standing at council table.
And sir, you are Justin Ayers?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the time set for a preliminary examination. Mr. Brodowitz, how are we proceeding today?
Yes, Your Honor, as you stated, today's the date and time set for preliminary examination. This matter was set at 8:30. The people have subpoenaed witnesses. Some of those witnesses have appeared. Others have not, in particular, the two victims in this matter. However, I have had previous contact with both victims. One of them as early as Tuesday, or as recently as Tuesday. They have not, I've called the hallway in the courtroom, they have not appeared today. However, I would be asking, because I have had contact with them, I would be asking for a brief adjournment so the people can get their witnesses here for this preliminary exam.
Mr. Carter.
We'd be opposed to an adjournment, Your Honor.
All
We're
right.
prepared to go forward.
So my understanding is the history of this case is it was set for probable cause conference on March 24th, preliminary examination on March 31st. On March 24th, within that time period at the PCC, it was adjourned for conflict counsel purposes. I mean, and that's not the fault of the defendant. But the defendant did waive his right to a 21-day rule, so we don't have that at issue. And then we set it for today's date on April 20th. It would appear that the defense is present. The prosecutor has had the opportunity to speak with some of the witnesses. I'm assuming that you have complaining witnesses that you've spoke to that have not shown today.
Yes, sir.
All right. The defendant is out on bond. Is that my understanding?
That is.
All right. So since we've had an adjournment, we'll grant another adjournment today. But if the witnesses don't appear for the next case, then, our options are somewhat limited at that point in time. So we will adjourn the matter to make sure the witnesses appear or don't appear for witnesses' testimony and appearance. We do not have a 21-day rule problem at this point because the 21-day rule was waived, and we'll reset for. You think 2 weeks, Mr. Brodowitz?
Yeah, that should be sufficient, Your Honor.
And then Mr. Carter, I know your schedule is tight.
That would be May 4th. I'm actually free that day.
Okay, so
And
9:30, May 4th, 9:30.
that'll work.
All right, we'll reset it for May 4th.
Your Honor, before we went on the record, there was an issue with my appearance. I did email that and the sub. I want to make sure. the court has
Absolutely.
it.
I have appearance, the substitution of counsel that I'll sign for the record right now. And then I have your appearance and demands
Thank you so
that I'll
much.
place in the file.
And that those have been filed with the prosecutor. I don't know what.
They're probably catching up with the file as we speak. Anything else for the record, Mr. Brodowitz? You have the May 4th date?
Yes,
Okay, anything else for the record?
nothing from the people.
Anything, Mr. Carter?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, Mr. Ayers. We'll see you on that May 4th date, all right, sir?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're ready to go get Mr. Gary.
All right. We're on the record in docket 23-01014, People of the State of Michigan versus Kenneth LaPaw. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Jeff Brodowitz on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dale Colstrader on behalf of Mr. LaPaw, who's standing to my right.
And sir, you are Kenneth LaPaw?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the time set for preliminary examination today. Mr. Brodowitz, how are we proceeding?
Yes, Your Honor, as you stated, today's the date and time set for preliminary examination. The people have subpoenaed witnesses. One of those witnesses, to my knowledge at this point, has not appeared. I have called the hallway in the courtroom. However, the other one, which would be Officer Matthew Stevens, I have been in contact with him. He is on his way to the courthouse. He is not here presently though, but he is on his way. So the people would be ready to proceed once he arrives.
All right, so you'd be going on the preliminary examination once the witness arrives?
Yes.
All right. So that's Mr. Cartwright, your understanding. The plan is to have the prelim here probably when the officer gets here, which is hopefully within the next 30 minutes or so.
Yes.
All right,
Understood, Your Honor.
All
I would
right.
Say we were ready to go at 9. There was an adjournment last week.
right.
So
So-
now we have their 21-day rule, so I would hope the officer.
Right, so 21-day ruled, we did, the prosecutor requested a waiver. So the history of the case, and that's, I will indicate for the record, there was a PCC and a prelim set on April 14th. On April 6th, we left on for preliminary examination. There was April 14th, there was an adjournment at the request of the prosecutor, and April 20th. We are waiting for the one witness to show to have the prelim. So one way or another, the case will be dealt with today. Okay. All right. That's all. So I'll put that aside for now.
I can go find out if it's to make that up.
So if Mr. Austin, I'm going to take a break and I'll let you talk to your client. All right.
I appreciate that, Your
Yeah.
Honor. Thank you.